Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to my physics class. Our today's topic is laws of falling body. Let's start now. Laws of falling body. At first, we'll know what is falling body. If an object is released from above of the earth's surface, the object falls downward due to gravity of earth. And this object is known as falling object or falling body. Galileo invented three laws of falling bodies. First law, all bodies freely falling from rest and from the same height traverse equal distance in equal interval of time. All bodies freely falling means falling without any resistance. We know if an object falls in downward direction, then air will resist the motion of the body. So here air is a resistance, but freely falling body means there is no resistance. All bodies freely falling from rest and from the same height traverse equal distance in equal interval of time. That is, if all the bodies freely falls from the same height traverse equal distance in equal interval of time. Here two objects are falling from the same height freely, that is there is no air resistance, in this case air resistance or any other type of resistance. Then the feather and elephant are falling at the same time from the same height. That means all the bodies will traverse equal distance in equal interval of time if there is no resistance. That means the motion of falling body does not depend on its mass. The heavier body and lighter body will traverse equal distance in equal interval of time. That is, the motion of the falling bodies does not depend on its mass, because acceleration due to gravity does not depend on the mass of the body. For all the bodies, acceleration due to gravity will be same. Now, second law, the velocity acquired by a freely falling body from rest in a given time is directly proportional to that time. The velocity acquired by a freely falling body from rest in a given time is directly proportional to that time. Suppose after time t, velocity acquired by the body is v. Then according to this law, v is proportional to t. That is, v will be increased if time t is increased. That is, with increasing time, the velocity will be increased, and the ratio of velocity and time will remain same. Therefore, it is directly proportional to the time. That is, velocity is directly proportional to the time. That means v is equal to constant into t. If we remove the proportional sign, then we have to write a constant. Here v is equal to constant into t, or v divided by t is equal to constant. So the ratio of velocity and time will remain constant for freely falling body and from the rest. V divided by t is equal to constant. This is the second law. The velocity acquired by a freely falling body from rest in a given time is directly proportional to that time. that is v divided by t is equal to constant. If after time t1 velocity is v1, after time t2 velocity is v2, and after time t3 velocity is v3. After time t1 velocity is v1, after time t2 velocity is v2, after time t3 velocity is v3. We know v divided by t is equal to constant, that is the ratio of velocity and time is constant. So we can write it v1 divided by t1 is equal to v2 divided by t2 is equal to v3 divided by t3 is equal to constant. That is the ratio of velocity and time is always constant. This is the second law of falling body. Now third law of falling body. The distance traversed by a freely falling body from rest in a given time is directly proportional to the square of that time. The distance traversed by a freely falling body. The freely falling body means the body which moves without any resistance. The distance traversed by a freely falling body from rest in a given time is directly proportional to the square of that time. Suppose after time t, the distance traversed by the body is h. So we can write h is proportional to t square. According to this law, h is directly proportional to the square of the time. So h is proportional to t square, or h is equal to constant into t square, or h divided by t square is equal to constant. That is, in this case, the ratio of distance and square of the time is constant. Therefore, the distance traversed by a freely falling body from rest in a given time t is directly proportional to the square of that time. That is, the ratio of distance and square of the time will remain constant. If after time t1 distance is h1, after time t2 distance is h2, after time t3 distance is h3. That is, after time t1 distance traversed by the body is h1, after time t2 distance traversed by the body is h2, and after time t3 distance traversed by the body is h3. And we know h divided by t square is constant. So according to this law, h1 divided by t1 square is equal to h2 divided by t2 square is equal to h3 divided by t3 square is equal to constant. That is, the ratio of distance and square of the time is always constant. This is the third law of falling body. Now equations of falling body. Already we know equations of motion. V is equal to u plus at. Here v is the final velocity, u initial velocity, a uniform acceleration, and t time. So after time t, if an object moves with uniform velocity, with uniform initial velocity u and with uniform acceleration a, after time t its final velocity v will be v is equal to u plus at. And distance traversed by the body in time t is equal to s is equal to ut plus half a t square. And also you know v square is equal to u square plus twice s if the object moves with uniform acceleration a and with initial velocity u. Then when the object moves or traverses s distance, then its final velocity v square, that is v square is equal to u square plus twice s. From this equation we can determine velocity. And if an object is released from above of the earth's surface, the object falls downward due to acceleration due to gravity g. That is, due to acceleration due to gravity, the object falls in downward direction. Here acceleration due to gravity g is uniform acceleration. For here the acceleration is caused due to the gravitational force, we know, The gravitational force acts on the object and its reaction is towards the center of the earth. And due to this gravitational force, the velocity of the object is changed, and acceleration caused by this gravitational force is known as acceleration due to gravity. Here gravitational force is the main reason of acceleration, so it is acceleration due to gravity and it is uniform acceleration. Therefore equation of falling body will be v is equal to u plus gt. If the object moves with uniform acceleration a, then the equation of motion v is equal to u plus at, and here the acceleration is g instead of a. For any type of force, acceleration is a, but when the acceleration is caused by gravitational force, then the acceleration is denoted by g. So we will write here g, not a, because here acceleration is caused by the gravitational force and this g is acceleration due to gravity. So instead of a we have to write g, v is equal to u plus gt, and instead of s we will write here s because the object falls from certain height. So s is equal to ut plus half gt square. Here ut plus half at square we will write, instead of a we will write g. So here s is equal to ut plus half gt square. Here g is the uniform acceleration and here a is the uniform acceleration. So s is equal to ut plus half gt square, and similarly v square is equal to u square plus 2gs. Here v square is equal to u square plus twice s, but here we will write v square is equal to u square plus 2gs for falling body. So these are the equations of motion, and here acceleration is caused by any type of force, but here acceleration is caused by the gravitational force. So here equation will be v is equal to u plus gt, s is equal to ut plus half gt square, and v square is equal to u square plus 2gs. And now equation of vertically projected body. If we throw an object vertically upward direction, then what will be the equation of motion? If the object falls in downward direction, then the equation of falling body is v is equal to u plus gt, s is equal to ut plus half gt square, and v square is equal to u square plus 2gs. These equations are for the falling body because here the acceleration of the body is g. So here instead of a we have to write g. But if the object moves in upward direction, what will be the equation? If an object is vertically projected, the object moves in upward direction, but force of gravity acts on it in downward direction. The object moves in upward direction, but gravitational force acts in downward direction. So here force is acting opposite to the direction of the motion. Object is moving in upward direction, but gravitational force is acting downward direction. So its velocity will be decreased. So its acceleration will be negative. As the object is moving in upward direction, but gravitational force is acting downward direction, so its acceleration will be negative because its velocity will be decreased. Here gravitational force acts opposite to the motion of the body. So here acceleration is negative. So its acceleration will be negative and this acceleration is minus c, because here acceleration is caused by gravitational force, but here gravitational force acts opposite to the direction of the motion. So here acceleration is minus g. So instead of g we have to write minus c, and our equation of vertically projected body will be v is equal to u minus gt. Here v is equal to u plus gt, but for projected body v is equal to u minus gt, here minus c, and s is equal to ut minus half gt square, and v square is equal to u square minus 2gs. Here v square is equal to u square plus 2gs, but here u square minus 2gs. Here s is equal to ut minus half gt square, because instead of g we have to write minus g. In this case g minus g, here g minus g, and here g minus c. So our equation for projected body is v is equal to u minus gt, h is equal to ut minus half gt square, and v square is equal to u square minus 2gh. Now equation of motion, equation of falling body, and equation of projected body. V is equal to u plus at. This is the general equation of motion, and for falling body we can write it v is equal to u plus gt. Instead of a we will write g, and for projected body it will be v is equal to u minus gt, and s is equal to ut plus half at square. For falling body we will write it h is equal to ut plus half gt square, and for for projected body h is equal to ut minus half gt square. Now v square is equal to u square plus twice s. For falling body it will be v square is equal to u square plus 2gh, and for projected body v square is equal to u square minus 2gh. We have to remember that for falling body acceleration due to gravity g is positive, and for projected body, that is the object moving in upward direction, g will be negative. That is acceleration gravity g will be negative for projected body, and acceleration due to gravity g is positive for falling body.